It was the mariachi thing was very amazing for us. It took off. We didn't expect it to take off at all. We got to tour around the world, and we got some great opportunities to play with bands who we respect, and to go to towns we'd never played. And when it came time to choose between making a second mariachi record or the new Bronx record, we were still very much in the frame of mind of El Bronx, and it didn't make sense to write a Bronx record at that time, because that's not where the inspiration was. The inspiration was still with El Bronx. So we decided to write that second record first. And then of course, that the whole cycle of writing a record and touring on a record, goes about a year and a half, maybe sometimes 2 years. So to think that it's been 5 years is kind of crazy. I think because the Bronx has been playing this whole time, it doesn't feel like 5 years, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been a while since we put out a record, and when we finally got done doing the last El Bronx tour, everyone was chomping at the bit to get back in the studio and write Bronx 4, and that's exactly where you want to be. We were all really inspired and really excited and eager to get back and plug in and play loud. Well, Bronx is it's a very aggressive punk band. It's very punk in sound. It's very punk in sound and idea. Mariachi El Bronx is a traditional, our version of traditional mariachi music. That we grew up around in LA. It's a very amazing Hispanic culture in Los Angeles, and we just one day decided that we wanted to try to write a mariachi song just because we were bored in the studio. And it turned out to be this really inspiring thing. It's just like, so that is like every song we do there, our original songs, we write them ourselves, we play all the instruments. We learned a lot making those records. A lot of acoustic instruments. Most mariachis don't play drums. We have drums on our record. All the guys in the Bronx play in Mariachi El Bronx. And it's become a really cool thing. It's like having two identities, and I feel like now with both bands we have an outlet for everything. Like every kind of emotion or every type of thing you come across in life. Now between the two bands we can kind of cover a 360 view of how crazy the world is and how crazy life is. So it's a really amazing thing, and as far as I know, I think we're the only group of people to really have two bands that are so separate. It's an exciting time in music right now. I think people are ready for new stuff. They're ready for they're ready for musicians to take chances, and they're ready for them to not be safe anymore and just putting out the same record. It's like people are very open-minded now with art and with music than they were like 5 years ago. About a month, a little over a month. We have our own studio in the Valley in Los Angeles, but we wrote the record in two parts because we had a tour to go on. So we wrote the record. We spent about a week and a half doing pre-production, and we wrote about 7-8 songs, and then we went on tour and came back, and we wrote another 6-7 songs in another week and a half, something like that. So after that, we got into the studio and we just, we recorded 14 songs, put 12 on the record. It was just, it was that easy. I mean, it was really cool because we were, it's a crazy world, and everyone has, crazy things going on in their life. But this is kind of the first time we were able to just focus on music. There was really no outside, nothing getting in the way. So it was really nice. It was really nice, and it was, an amazing, inspired time to make a record. He did our first record had, I think it had 11 songs on it, and Bo Burchell, who did Bronx 4, he did the first 6 songs on the first Bronx. So he's been a friend of ours for a long time. We recorded our first songs in his garage, so we figured it would be great to have him back. One because he's an amazing engineer. 2, he knows a lot about music, and 3, he knew us, he knew us, and it was just like having your friend around, and it was super easy going, and when we hit a wall, he would help us out to fucking find a way around it, so yeah. It was great. The Bronx is the Bronx anyway. I mean, we don't really, we play the songs we want to play. Of course we play the songs that people like and stuff like that. I mean, we're not assholes or anything, but it's. I mean, our band is our band. I don't think we could really, cater our set list to whatever's happening. It's like we're still gonna sound like we sound like. So, we just try to make sure we have fun every night, play the show, and not take it for granted, and not play the same shit over and over. We mix stuff up and play songs we haven't played in a while, and we're playing a bunch of new songs now and stuff like that. And it just feels great. This is an interrogation for information that you're hopefully that'll be coming by the end of the year. We're working on some tunes right now. So no, it's just it's not that it didn't work. It's just that it was just bad. We didn't really put too much into that band. I mean, we made that record, pretty fucking quickly. I think we made it in about 5 days. And it was just something to do. It's like I'm very, very proud of it, and I'm excited that people like it. We get asked about it all the time, and it's really cool. And we're gonna make another one, but it's more of a. There's no pressure, no fucking expectations, no anything with the Drips. It's just when it comes around, it'll come around, and the four of us, me, Joby, Vince, and David. We're so busy, but we're all such great friends that there's not a doubt in my mind we'll make another.
Yeah, with 2 bands, I think that you're really busy about that.
Yeah. We're very fortunate with all the traveling that we do to get to see, different cultures, and of course, if you're in tune with that stuff, different economies and different sort of. Social hierarchies and stuff like that. It's like it's like. But that being said, most of the time, we're in places for 24 hours, so it's kind of impossible to get a full scale scope. Like, today we walked around the city for, like 3 hours. Went up to the church, went down to the beach, we were walking around, and.
Everything is nice.
Well, it felt the same as it was last time, and I know the economy is a lot worse, but it's like of course I'm aware of it because I care about that stuff, but it's not something that I saw with my own eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and since we're gone tomorrow, so it's like, but yeah, of course I'm tuned into that stuff, and of course we care about it because it's a worldwide thing. It's like that's one of the things that I think is really cool about the current state of the world is that it feels like it's not like there was a long time the United States, like living in America, you only thought about America, you only thought about this. You had one frame of mind, and it was almost like there wasn't a rest of the world. And I think now more than ever. There's an ideology that you think globally, you think about like, you don't want, like what's, a bad economic system here, is the same as a bad economic system at home. It's like everyone hurts and it's like everyone suffers, and out of that can come great stuff, great art, great music, great poetry. So much stuff can come out of, struggle.
Yes.
But
like Los Angeles in '92.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I choose to focus on. Is like out of darkness and into the light. That sort of attitude, is what I love, about the world. I'm a very positive person, and it's like, it's like I have been afforded the luxury of traveling the world, and it's like I think with that frame of mind. It's like I want the entire place, I want the entire apple, to be good. I just don't want. The United States to be doing good, or London to be doing good or whatever. You know, it's like I want an awesome piece all the way around. So. I think it's great, you know, because exactly for what we're talking about. You know, Obama is he's a global president. He's good with the rest of the world in relation to the United States.
Yes.
The other guy, Romney, was very much a United States president. You know, kind of fuck the rest of the world. We're gonna, you know, this is us type thing.
Yeah.
He wasn't a global thinker. You know, like he was very smart in. You know, when he got elected, you're absolutely right, the world didn't like the United States. You know, we were coming out of 8 years of war with a shitty president, and, you know, we looked bad all the way around. And
the war that was supported.
Yeah, and it was like, and the thing is, it's like what he was very smart at was, you know, yes, the economy in the U.S. is pretty bad right now. A lot of people are unemployed, but he was smart in reestablishing the name of the United States with the rest of the world first. He did that first, and then, you know, now we're starting to work on our own economy and getting ourselves back on track. But it was a really smart thing he did because it was not fun, you know, being the shitty American, you know, like, and, you know, it was not fun, and he was very, very thankful that he understood that and did that, you know, because you're right, it's like now, you know, people don't hate us anymore, you know, which is great, and I think we're doing good things and taking steps forward, you know, to make things more communal, you know.
Yes, and Brazil in the future?
God, I hope so. I fucking hope so, man. You know, we're trying. We'd love to get down there and do El Bronx and Bronx, like play it twice. You know what I mean? Like go down there and have El Bronx play, and then have Bronx come on after it would be fucking amazing. I've heard some Brazilian hardcore, some punk rock stuff, but nothing that I can attach to a name.
Yeah,
or, you know what I mean?
You're gonna find good bands there, like
I bet.
Questions, for example. They have a band called Questions.
Okay.
That's really hardcore. It's really nice.
Awesome. I hope so, man. I think we'll definitely get down there soon. I know it. You know, I know it'd be great to be able to get down there on this next Bronx record. It'd be fucking awesome.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Right on, man. Thank you.
Thank you.